week we had this Philly fans like all I can do is laugh at the dismal performances of all of our major teams. Even the Sixers lost in the preseason. The Flyers lost. Phillies got eliminated.
I
Eagles lost to the Giants. Got worked by the Giants, mind you, not lost. Got worked.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly. I think confidently I can say that was the worst day of sports in my entire life. Confidently say that.
Yeah, I think, like I said before, I still
Take
think
away,
like
take away like singular, take away singular like events. Like obviously the Super Bowl when they've lost the Super Bowl, it hurt me a little
sure.
bit more. Like the Kawhi Leonard jump shot, that one hurt a lot.
Oh my God.
It's
Yeah.
just it's more than anything, it's the narrative that has gone around to both areas. The playoff loss that was in the build up, we were the best team, ran through a buzzsaw, they just disappeared. And then the Eagles having their struggles. After one loss to the Broncos, things started to slip up. We remember we were talking, they have to crush the Giants. They can't even like just skirt by, they have to crush them. And it did not happen. They
Nope.
got crushed.
Nope.
I mean, this is Tuesday, and there was no way I think I could have done this until we've gotten like I've moved on a little bit.
Oh, I've moved
Just
on so quick. I was over it because I
uh,
think the Phillies actually helped soften it for me because I went out to a PJ Wellahans with some friends and I was watching. I literally got to watch the Phillies, Flyers, and Eagles all lose at the same time. It was fucking horrible, but I got to watch them all, and I was mostly focused on the Phillies. So I missed like the first half of the Eagles because I was, not as paying as much attention. But I mean, it
I mean, it's a
was.
shame that you caught the second half. I mean, they didn't look good at all during the game, but between the two halves, they were definitely worse in the second half.
I will say it looked like I think they actually. I mean, they were not looking good most of the game, but I think they were putting together the right drive, and then that I don't know if Jalen just threw a bad ball or Dotson didn't cut in.
That was a bad interception.
It was probably a mix of the two. I mean, that's a that's like the most textbook. I don't want to say textbook, but most like common interception I think you see in the league is a player goes on an out route and it gets picked off. But
In the red zone there, and it wasn't even like that. I thought honestly, the momentum switch was for me was when he missed Devontae Smith on that deep ball,
that
and
was brutal.
that was
I did see
rough.
that. That was brutal. That
That
would have
was
broken that shit open.
that was it. That was the one you needed. That because you know what? All your bad thoughts crept in after that one. You're like all your bad juju about them not
Hmm.
throw the ball, the misconnections. That was it. That summarized that whole entire issue that we have ongoing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brutal. It's just brutal. But yeah, this was a team lost to say the least. They
I
lost in
I don't know
pretty much.
why do they have to do this every year? Have we had a year where we didn't have to like have something bad happen in order for us to turn it around? I don't
So let me hit you with this. So the second half,
Okay.
the Eagles had five drives.
Hmm.
First drive, 3 plays, 4 yards, punt. Next drive, 4 plays, 8 yards, punt. Next drive, 3 plays, 8 yards, punt.
Hmm.
Next drive, interception. Drive and the final drive, fumble. That's your entire second half. That was just brutal. Mind you, the defense gave up 2 touchdowns to the Giants there during that half as well.
Yeah, like I know the talk is on the offense and the terrible play calling, but like we cannot the last 2 weeks we've not been able to stop anyone in the fourth quarter on defense. And I get like
5 touchdowns.
I just I
But
also think what's I think what bothers me the most too is that when this team went to the Super Bowl, now I know and they've lost a lot of players, and I think this is a play in that. But this was such a team focused on camaraderie. They had so much swagger. They had so much like they were playing for each other. They were so hype on the sidelines all the time. Like this team, it feels dead. Like I feel like they're not. I don't know if it's just so early still. It's only 6 weeks in, but they don't feel like a team that's like excited to go out. Like and with the defensive injuries and the lack of a second cornerback. I feel like
Oh,
players aren't standing out either. Like Cooper DeJean, I never hear his name. I don't know what he's doing out there.
I
Uh,
mean,
Bond
Jordan
had a
Davis
rough
taking
two games.
Bryce Huff route since he had that big field goal block.
Jalex
Same.
Hunt was supposed to be his breakout year, and I don't think he's even touched the quarterback.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a shame. I mean, yeah, Vaughn. I mean, when Vaughn has a bad game, that was by far the worst game he's had as an Eagle. He
I
just did
and
not look
I
good.
know Scadaboo runs like he's trying to go through a brick wall every time, but like you can't get thrown around by a barely 6 foot running back. Like
No,
that's disrespectful.
it's just you know what's sad is this team has they do have such an issue like you were talking about, but it seems like they were waiting for this game. They were waiting for this game to happen to like really let the implosion happen. Because you see guys like Lane talking now, making comments, Devontae
Yeah,
Smith, like these guys never talk.
yeah.
AJ Brown's one thing, but Saquon's talking about it. It's just when Lane's starting to speak up, like, and I don't get it. I don't understand. This team's 4-2, winning the division, and it seems like they don't have a single win.
But the world is we're literally like in the like top in the NFL in record because there's no mind you this NFL season has also been like the most pure definition of any given Sunday because I truly besides maybe the Buccaneers I truly cannot tell you which team is actually like gonna go like to the Super Bowl because there's so much everyone's winning everyone's losing there's no clear cut number one team.
The parity is alive and well. I mean, you talk about the Bucks and the Bucks that we beat.
Right. How? And then we beat the
I
Chiefs that
don't
beat the
know, but
Lions and the.
it was so disappointing that they just got worked, though. Like there was no positive form there. You will pick what you want. The fact that Saquon Barkley has been irrelevant and they can't run the ball. The fact that the offensive line looked very mediocre. The fact that the defense line hasn't been able to stop the run in 3 weeks now. The fact that the
Yeah,
second cornerback spot might cost us the season alone. Like, pick what you
it's that
want.
bad.
There's,
You know
there's
what?
like
Put
insane.
in put in who's the UCF guy we drafted? That
Oh,
cornerback.
Mac McWilliams, great
Put
name.
put him in there. Goddamn, like
I,
somebody you got it's gotta get better than Adoree Jackson and Keely Ring. And like Keely Ringo looked really solid like last week against better receivers, and then against the Giants, he's getting holding penalties, pass interference. He can't
got
keep up with
worked.
Wandale Robinson. Like, what are we doing?
I know. Little Jordan Humphrey, Jalen Hyatt,
Oh my
they were
god,
having the
bro!
time of their life.
And it's weird. Like, if I didn't watch this game and didn't hear about it, I just look at the stat sheet. I'm like, all right, 34-17. So like the offensive numbers must have been crazy for New York. Jackson Dart was 195 yards, one touchdown. Obviously, Scadaboo, 898 yards, three touchdowns. But I'm like, it's not like they weren't doing anything crazy, but they just weren't like being stopped on offense. Like they were taking long drives, it seemed like, and the
That's
defense had no answer for a not good line and a rookie quarterback and no Malik Neighbors, a rookie running back. I think they
my
just
biggest my biggest red flag, I think, is this run defense because the
yeah.
Broncos did the same thing to us. First half was great, and then the Broncos cued in on like, hey, we can just push you around and run our offense through you at will. And it happens from the Broncos once, fine, adjust it. Then the Giants did the same exact thing, and they imposed their will on you. It was disgusting.
Yeah, it was
So all right,
not
too
pretty.
much whiz, too much whiz for you. First off, let me bring you back. Let's bring you back to July. The Phillies are doing well. They haven't broken your heart yet.
Mm,
Summer. Eagles training camp's going well.
hmm
If I told you in July that Zadarius Smith would be leading the Eagles in sacks, or the fact that Zadarius Smith is going to retire 3 weeks later while being the team's best pass rusher, which is more concerning? The fact that he's leading our team in sacks, or the fact that he's our best passer who also just retired? Like we desperately need him.
D, all of the above. Like I don't
I don't
what
know.
that's to me that is one of two things. One, something's going on in the locker room like it always is. And he was just like, you know what? I'm kind of done with the NFL. Like, I don't really want to be practicing anymore. I don't really want to deal with this. Like, I don't like what's going on here. I'm just gonna retire.
But
Or
too much whiz on that. Is the locker room so bad? Is the locker room this bad that guys are retiring?
you know what the problem is though? The locker room. I mean, this is an obvious thing to say, but the locker room only gets bad when they're losing or they're underperforming. Like when they're winning games as they should be, or at least like close to how this team expects themselves to play, the locker room is like the best of the best. But when they suck, they are miserable. And I mean, that's gonna happen. But like for whatever reason, this locker room always gets toxic. And I love AJ Brown. But man, I just sometimes he does this thing where he's like too quiet that it's causing issues because he's making a scene about it and maybe he doesn't realize it or maybe he's doing it on purpose. But I think he could mature a little bit. I think Jalen needs to take a little more outspokenness. Maybe he is, but we don't see it on the field. He's just a little too quiet for at times for me on the field. But I don't know what needs to change besides offensive coordinator. But they need that's like I was saying, they have no swagger. There's no juice. This team is lacking explosive plays. They're lacking big play turnovers on defense. Last year we were great with turnovers. Got better as the season went on in sacks. None of that is happening right now.
Okay, I think the problem with this team, like, what are they like really good at? Like, what are they actually good at?
Theoretically, you should be running the ball,
No, 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 no. What are they really good at? Like, any real playoff team is really good at something.
finding
What are
ways
the
to win,
Eagles really good at?
finding ways to win.
I don't know if that categorizes, but sure.
What do you? I don't know what you're trying to get at.
Now we're losing. But like, run defense is not good. The pass rush is not good.
You win in
The
the
pass
trenches. Yeah.
horrendous. They can't run the ball.
No.
They, every aspect of this team is not good. Punt
Yeah.
block, I would say special teams is very good, minus the fact that we can't find a kick returner to take
Very
away.
good. I've never seen more muffed kicks in my life.
Yeah, no, no.
Like,
Minus that part of the game. They're great at blocking field goals and kicking field goals. Jake Elliott's having a good year.
oh, Jake Elliott's been phenomenal. I don't think he's even missed yet.
The
But
field goal blocks, the punt block, field goal block team, and Jake Elliott, they're really good at that. Can't say the whole special teams because yeah, I don't know why we struggle so much to return the football.
there's no. This team is boring. This team is way too much talent to be boring. They have so much talent at wide receiver. They have speed and Dotson, who's I don't know how you can't game plan him in a slot when you have Devontae and AJ on the outsides. Goddard's having a good year. He's going to have like 40 touchdowns at the end of the season, but
Had a big season, yeah, big game this year.
Saquon, it's like he's running behind the Giants line now from old days. Like I think Steen is ass. I don't think he's been playing well at all. I think Lane's been hurt. I think Jurgens has been playing hurt. Obviously Dickerson's playing hurt. Mailata's been also not great. So it's just a weird season for the offensive line.
Well,
And
I mean, they're so secretive, but guys like Jalen Carter,
we need
Dickerson,
we need Jalen Carter to get healthy.
but when are they going to get healthy? Like now, I don't want them to take a couple weeks off. It would have been nice for them to take a couple weeks off earlier in the season. Like, I mean, now you're 4-2. You just got waxed by the Giants. The schedule doesn't get easier. You really needed this Giants game.
Hey, this is the best medicine right now. They get to go face Carson Wentz and Isaiah Rodgers. So they got
Don't
to
feel
win in Minnesota.
oh,
Huh?
that doesn't make me feel good at all.
I know. Um, but I think Carson Wentz could actually be the best medicine for us because of the way he's so reckless with the ball. It could get the defense kind of energized, get some interceptions and some fumbles, some strip sacks.
It'll hurt my
Um,
soul though, to see him extend plays much longer than it should be, running around backwards, and our pass rush still can't get him. Which Jackson Dart did that
which
quite a
that's definitely going to happen.
yeah.
Um, but I think like if they can come out of because there is no way a Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts led team is going to lose to the Giants, get embarrassed by the Giants twice in 3 weeks. because they go to Minnesota and then they come back to Philly and play New York again. So that has to be like these are I don't want to say must wins, but like you definitely need to make your statement for not really the league, but like for yourself. Like
You need to beat the
what have you?
Vikings,
Yeah,
and then you need to beat the brakes off of New
like
York.
I
Like,
want I want Madden score of like 75-3. Like I want them
if
to
they can't
just
go, if they can't win the next two games, and I mean absolutely annihilate the Giants, then the team has no like fight. They just this is where you got to be disrespected. You've had 10 days off, feel disrespected. You looked awful on national TV. Light a
uh
fire, go out there, start backing up this crap you keep talking, and go beat someone convincingly.
all right.
I,
Oh, go ahead.
I, I'm at a loss for words though. Can we? I'm going to set the timer. Can we give 90 seconds to the Phillies? 90 seconds. I will not go higher. You will not go higher.
All right,
Just
start the timer.
just to give some feedback because I'm at a new I'm at peace. Am I going to watch any of the rest of the baseball playoffs? Absolutely not. But I'm at peace. I've moved on. I'm sick, but I'm okay. I'm at a good place. You know
I
what we're doing? I'll because you know what? If we go to 90, I'll have a tangent. I'll let you go
I
for timer set.
I I'm also I would say at peace with it. I think it's more of just frustration. I'm
Yeah,
just like I'm tired. It's like this team just loves to disappoint me every time. Um I will say the players seemed more distraught
better.
than I thought. Not than I thought, but then like previous seasons. Except for the World Series probably. And I think it's because a lot of them know that there's a lot of free agent potential leaving.
I mean,
Um,
this window.
I mean, who was it? Schwarber looked pretty emotional. He looked pretty uncertain, but it sounded like he wanted to come back, and I would bring him
No,
back at the right price.
get out of here. No,
Um,
time to rip the band-aid off.
JT, I think I would still like back, but I love Cassie, but I think it's time for him to go. Bohm can get lost. Marsh can get lost. Stott can stay. Ranger got to come back. So there's a lot, and I like Bader. I think Bader should stay. He's a good outfitter for you. But
I I think that I'm cutting you off because that was your minute. I'll take
damn.
my minute. We're doing 1 minute.
All right.
I don't agree with anything you just said because you want to bring back pretty much everyone.
Well, fuck Rob. Get Rob out of here.
Rob needs to be fired.
He apparently won't be.
Schwarber needs to walk. JT needs to walk.
I think you need
You
Schwarber.
this is what you no no no. We're closing the era. Ripping off the band-aid and you're closing the era. Great group, don't get me wrong. I loved it. The highs were great. Personality was awesome. Loved the team. It was a lot of fun. You are going nowhere if you run this back again. You're in the same position. It's kind of what reminds me of the '08 team. They slowly got worse. They lost the World Series, lost the
Mm,
championship, lost the division. And by the end, you were paying Ryan Howard a significant amount of money, even though he never recovered Achilles. Rip off the Band-Aid,
mm,
let the guys walk, sign Ranger, build it around the pitchers, bring up the young guys, and run it with something new. Fire the coach, trade whoever you can. Middleton's got to cut some checks to get some of these guys off the team, but this is what you have to do. That was my rant. That's my minute. I'm at peace. We need to end it. No more, don't bring anyone back. Move on from everyone.
all right, that was it. We're done with the
Yeah,
Phillies.
we're done. We're done with the Phillies till next year. That was it.
I will say I
If I
was
go
excited.
longer, then
I
I will
was
just go on a tangent.
I was excited to start thinking about the offseason though, because like you said, there should be a lot of changes. But
There's too much venom coming out of me for me excited for the last season because I pretty much just get rid of everyone.
speaking of Venom, let's end the Eagles discussion on it's a little game I want to call patience or panic. So I'll
Oh,
give
no
you a
more.
quick scenario, and you just tell me patience or panic. Like
Okay.
which button are you pushing? Um, the Eagles go. Uh, they beat. They lose to Minnesota, but they beat the Giants.
Panic. The Giants aren't a good team. That's three in a row.
All right. Trade deadline passes, and Howie has made moves but none of them are a starting caliber edge rusher or cornerback. They're more of depth pieces.
I mean, obviously it depends on the moves.
But they're not like just
Patient,
it's not a big like a big name. It's not like a significant guy who's gonna come right in and play. It's more of like a depth piece.
patient. I don't think this is necessarily a roster problem. Sure, you need a cornerback
You
too.
need edge rushers bad. I think corner we can figure out, but I you need edge rushers. Nobody's
Yeah, but
stepping
Nolan
up.
Smith will be back. N'Kobe Dean will be
Nolan
back, and then
Wilson.
Elijah Campbell moves into that edge rusher role. You also need to take a lead and hold on to it. You can't go 3 and out every freaking drive. Otherwise, your pass rush will be dead anyway.
Well, how about John Middleton writes a check for the Eagles to go get Trey Hendrickson or Max Crosby, and then we'll be all right.
Listen, if you get Trey Crosby, I'm all for it. But I don't think this is a
I prefer
personnel.
Max Crosby.
I don't think this is a personnel issue. Yeah, cornerback two is a joke, but
Hmm.
you can work that around. You can get DeGene more involved. I'm all for UCF great Mac McWilliams to make an appearance.
Let him try. Bring him
Yeah,
Fuller. He's
but
on the free agent market still.
I mean, but to be honest, like a cornerback two is not a game-changing move. You can get a solid cornerback two without like really making a move.
Okay.
There's really you just need like a cornerback three, let DeGene do his thing. And yeah,
All right.
I don't know. I'm not worried too much.
Last scenario. We beat both the Vikings and the Giants. However, they're both one score games and the offense still doesn't know what they're doing.
If you told me we beat the Giants and the Vikings, I would have assumed it was a close game and our offense doesn't know what they're doing. And I would also assume that we stink at least one of those halves. So
Listen,
I'd take it.
if we're 6-2 and the offense still looks like that, I'm still panicking because I've seen this story before where they get to the playoffs and then they face real teams and they can't put it together when it's most important. So,
No, 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 you're right. I would be panicking as well, but I expect that. I expect that for the next two games.
all right.
But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
All right. Well, I've had my fill of tea with the Eagles. So, moving on. What was the Thursday game? I don't even remember now. That was the Thursday game. That's how bad it was.
I'm saying
All right.
it took us a week. Like I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't have recorded any sooner than what
I
we did
thought
now.
about
This being the
asking.
Tuesday.
I was like, you know what? We should do a Friday one because the Phillies aren't even going to play. So I was like, whatever. But uh,
You know how rough it was because I watched the Phillies. I'm trying to think, maybe to the seventh inning, and I fell asleep. So I woke up the morning early, watched the Phillies, finished watching the game. That was pretty gut wrenching. Now you got to remember that's how I started my day.
yeah.
It's just like at 7:30 in the morning, I watched the Phillies. I was like, boy, that one hurts.
Hmm.
And then, knowing that I need to go on with my day, I was like, all right, I need a chaser. It's like when you take a bad shot, I need a chaser. Give me the Eagles crushing the Giants.
Hmm.
And then I watched that and I was, what is this? Like, this is not the chaser I need. And I finished it as I was getting ready to walk into a meeting. And I was just like, I can't do this. I'm so mad. How am I supposed to be productive? I had to take a little breather. Like I had to give an excuse, like why I was like, oh, I have some work I need to get done for the meeting. And I just couldn't do it. I was like, I can't have a rational thought right now.
Yeah. I luckily survived Friday because my manager, who likes to talk way too much, wasn't in. But then Monday, first thing that he sees me in the morning, man, rough day for Philly sports on Thursday, huh? I was like, man, shut. I was healing, and you had to bring it
No.
up. Like,
As I say, you couldn't, it's like I'm gonna describe it. I mean, first off, having to suffer a devastating loss while starting your day in the morning is much worse than just I'm gonna go to sleep and wallow on my self-pity. I had to start my day and try to function. All I could think in the back of my head is how much rage I have. And people don't get it. They're like, why do you look so pissed off? I was like, you won't get it.
yeah, I was pretty
So
miserable Friday.
yeah,
So
it was a terrible day. So yeah, that was brutal. Was not a fan.
no,
It was a tough one.
do not recommend. Anyways, speaking of brutal, the London game on last Sunday was a doozy. Broncos beat the Jets 13-11. The Jets had the Jets had less than 100 offensive yards. It's fucking
They had negative 10 pass yards.
it's impressive. I
I'm
mean,
pretty
nine
confident.
sacks will do that to you, but
I'm pretty confident if you started a game, you could do more than negative 10 pass yards.
I'm fairly confident. Even I mean Garrett Wilson's a pretty top 15 receiver, I'd say. So
You don't
I
have to
could
complete a pass. You don't even complete a pass. You just can't go backwards in 10 yards.
yeah,
Yeah.
but not much to say. That game was pretty ugly.
The Jets are the worst team in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, I saw I actually saw on Reddit there was someone posted like the Athletics not the baseball team but like the news sports news website their top like 32 team power rankings for the week and the Jets were obviously at 32 and someone was like, "Well, man, the Jets are way too high on that ranking." Like even 32 like they should just be off the list. That's how bad they are. But
They
it's
like sneakily are terrible. Like I didn't clock how bad they were until honestly last week.
I
Like week four,
mean,
I'm saying.
I was, but are they
They haven't won a
like?
game.
I know they haven't won a game, but are they like that bad, or are they just playing like? Let me look at the scores
Dude,
here.
they can't score. Their defense is not good. Their defense played well against the Broncos, but there's been a couple games where I watched them, their defense is not because you're
I
always
mean,
used to like the can't score, but they have a good defense.
I mean they really have been in every game though. I mean, they lost to the Steelers by 2. The Bills beat them by 20, but they lost to the Bucks by 2, Dolphins by 6, Cowboys beat them pretty bad, 37-22, and they lost by 2 to the Broncos. So I
Look at
mean,
these stats though. You're
oh
34,
yeah, no, their defense is
29,
decent,
27,
but their offense is what.
37. Their defense is terrible.
Well, I don't know. I just need
Their defense
Brees
is
Hall to
let
find the
off.
fucking end zone.
They've given up more than 27 points every single game. Well, minus the Broncos game that just happened. I mean, they're just getting teed off by everyone. But yeah, no, they don't have any wins. I don't know where they get. Oh, they have the Panthers. Panthers, Bengals, Browns, Patriots, maybe the Ravens, but they're probably going to be healthy and just tee off on the Jets. Maybe they win. Who
Who
knows?
knows? I think that number one pick is going to be locked up. I guess they would take a quarterback. I don't know who they would be available yet. I haven't looked,
Pick the
but
best player at that point.
um, moving on. The we were pretty correct in our pick of the Jaguars having a letdown game. The Seahawks beat them 20-12. To be fair, I think the Seahawks are a good team. Um,
That game tells you more about the Seahawks or the Jaguars.
I think more about the Seahawks that
Okay.
they came to play. I think the Jags were. I mean, you beat the Chiefs, who were just in the Super Bowl in your own conference, So
No, I'm not surprised by the letdown game. I agree. That was a big win. The Seahawks, the favorite in the NFC West.
I mean, I would still think the Rams, but Cardinals are a no factor, and the 49ers just lost Fred Warner. So I'd be shocked if the 49ers crawled into the playoffs. But like, if I'm being honest, like at that point, what is the point? Like, you lost your two biggest defenders. Your offense isn't really fully healthy. You don't have your starting quarterback. Wouldn't it be not to say to tank, but like in a sense, if I'm a fan, like I feel like I'd like my chances better to get a better pick, but I don't
Nah,
know.
the two back. Ayuk will be back. You know who doesn't look good? Trent Williams does not look great. He is definitely. I'd have to think he's calling it a career. I've seen him get beat a couple times.
Hey man, we were saying on the top tens that Lane was better than Trent. And, you
Oh well,
know,
that was a given.
I don't know. People were still thinking he was the best. So, but yeah. Um. Anyways, Chargers beat the Dolphins 29-27. The Chargers started what 3-0, but they've not impressed me at all since that. They barely beat the terrible Dolphins. So I don't.
Well, I think everyone's thinking now that the coaching fires have begun. Who do you think's on the hot seat next? McDaniel or Gannon? I think they're both pretty toasty.
It's got to be McDaniel. Like, there's no way. I'm surprised Callahan got fired by the Titans already. Is this his rookie season as coach, or is this his second
Second
year?
year. Last year was
Okay,
his first.
okay, yeah. I mean, I was kind of
You think he's only been a
surprised.
coach for 2 games?
Yeah,
Team
tough,
stinks. I don't I
tough.
don't know what you would have expected from him.
Yeah, I don't know how
And
you
well,
like assemble a roster that bad year after year, but hey. Um, Rams beat on the Ravens 17-3. Is there a fork in the Ravens? Are they completely done this year, you think? Or is there a chance Lamar gets healthy and they make a
Not
run?
putting the fork in it yet, but man, I think the division's very winnable. The Browns stink. The Bengals, I just don't see
Are the
keeping their head above
Steelers
water.
fraud
No joke.
again?
Not buying the Steelers at all. No.
Every year they look like the first 8 games they have like a stupid amount of wins, and then everyone's like
If the
frauds.
Ravens, I forget, I don't know when they play the Steelers, but they've got 2 games against the Steelers. If they can get Lamar back in time for that, the defense is horrendous.
Super bad, which makes
Yeah,
no sense. They have great players. I don't understand.
they have great players on the injury.
Yeah, but I mean, still,
It's a tough one. The Ravens are a tough one. Derrick Henry had a good game.
finally.
Um, you know what? But everyone that hates on the tush push, it is just an Eagles thing. Because I don't know if you saw, they had first and goal on like the 1 yard line, and they ran Mark Andrews tush push 2 times in a row. Did not work either
Hmm.
time. And that just tells you everything. Like people just hate the tush push because the Eagles, because they other teams try it, they're just not good at it,
Yeah, I mean, I can. We did run it what three times in a row or 4 times in a row.
and it
Um,
worked.
I get it from like somewhat of an aspect, especially if the Eagles are jumping off sides, like people seem to keep trying to point out. But
Let them call the penalty. Like
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
play
Like
the
if they're offsides, then they'll call it. Like there's no
yeah.
way they're offsides jumping the ball every time. Like they've been told to look for it. So they don't
Yeah,
get it. They don't get it.
I'm not buying it. Team, there's this every single time they want to ban it. Just show the Mark Andrews tush push and be like, "This is just an Eagles thing. You're not good at it." Like if we're going to do that, then get rid of
Well,
the Patrick Mahomes scramble so the Chiefs can't keep doing it
didn't Josh Allen try to do it in the playoffs against the Chiefs and they failed like 3 times?
multiple times.
Yeah.
It didn't work. Like they just
So
can't run it. It's just one team that's really good at it. Everyone tries it. Everyone does it. They're just not good at it.
um so yeah, the Rams won that one. And then Colts beat the Cardinals 31-27. It was a closer game. Cardinals were actually up a good portion of this game, I'm pretty sure. And then Colts had a nice little comeback at the end there.
Colts best chance. Do the Colts have a realistic chance of getting the number one overall seed?
Um, I think they're gonna have a down point at some point in their season, but I, who's besides Buffalo or the Chiefs? I don't really see anybody else.
The AFC is
So,
weak.
um, yeah, I saw somebody put a screenshot of the AFC, and it was like Colts, Steelers, who else was in the division? But it looked like they were like welcome back 2007 because it looked like the standings from like back in the like Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning days.
Yeah.
But it's been like I said a lot of parity, weird season.
I'm buying the Colts. I'm on the ride.
Oh,
The
I think they're good. Um, Patriots beat the Saints 25-19. Saints were also winning this game at one point. Um, but they are a bad team. And oh, that's what it was. It was like Colts, Steelers, Patriots, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, the
the
return of the
Saints
Renaissance."
the Saints got a little fight to them.
They
The
do.
Jets are thought the Saints would be.
The Saints are a new, first time coach, a head coach, rough roster, terrible quarterback, and they fight. So give them credit. But
That's a team that I think should be selling. I mean, they're always in salary cap
I
hell for
mean,
some reason.
yeah,
Get rid of every dollar there is.
yeah. I think
Patriots,
everyone but Kamara would probably. I couldn't see Kamara on another team, but
I mean, what's he going to do there? Patriots, though, how legit are they? Are they fighting for the division?
I I'm not. I'm more sold on the Colts than I am the Patriots. But I think the Patriots, I think we both had them making wild card maybe in our predictions. Um, I think they'll be good enough to make playoffs. I still think this is the Bills division. I think the Bills and the Eagles are literally the same team, like struggling on offense. You know, giving up to teams, losing to teams that they should be beating. So though someone said that some kind of like someone's playing with the voodoo dolls, and it's going to be an Eagles Bills Super Bowl. They're just both having a weird slump right now.
Mm.
So,
Well, hope
I'm mad I didn't go with this because I know when we were doing our predictions, you wanted to take them and I kind of wanted to take them as well. But the Panthers beat on the Cowboys 30-27. How about them Panthers? Rico Dowell, man. Like
you were a year late. You were all on the Panthers
I
last year,
know,
and it
I
just didn't
know,
work out for you.
I know. I'm sad. I was
I listen. I'm all aboard on the Panthers. Bryce Young
3-3,
maybe is a
man. They're
guy.
in it.
Maybe
They're in it.
they're fighting. They're not bad. They have some good wins.
You know what it is?
I, hmm,
Sorry, I thought you were gonna keep talking. Derek Brown
you had me on
is
that.
is healthy again on that D line, and I feel like it's making last two games they haven't given up more than 50 rushing yards.
Yeah. J.C. Horn's out there and healthy.
JC
They've
Horn's
had
great
some
corner.
guys. They just couldn't get them healthy, and they couldn't put it together. The offense, when Chuba Hubbard comes back, I don't know what his status is. Is this still Rico Dowell's, backfield?
Call me crazy, but that's a Sonic and Knuckles,
That sounds like
Gibson
Knuckles
Gibson
one
Mon
and Knuckles two.
Gibson Montgomery type of
I don't know. Both of them run
situation.
pretty angry.
Well, I think Chubb is a little faster, but
Dude, they can run the ball well. They got a big offensive line. Bryce Young doesn't have to do too much. He can just
he can
manage,
game
which I think,
manage. Yeah,
yeah, I think that's good for him. He's taken a lot of heat. I think it'd be good to take a step back.
yeah. And the first round pick receiver, Tet, he's been
Right?
pretty
Yeah.
pretty damn good. So
Yeah.
working out well for Panthers fans. How about you know what? In that podcast, what was their name?
Meow mix.
Meow Mix. Shout out Meow Mix, the Panthers podcast. They got shut down, and then the Panthers go and win what, two in a row?
And they can I love the Meow mix though, because they remind me so much of me and you. And
So
I guess every other young adult that started a podcast about sports in COVID.
COVID. um, then moving on, the fraudulent Steelers, like we said, beat the Browns 23-9.
Still
Um,
not buying the Steelers. I refuse.
yeah, I mean they haven't really played anyone good, so I can't really comment. But I mean they're what, are they 5-1?
No way.
I'm pretty sure they're 5-1 or 4-2. They're 4-1. They had a bye.
Are they?
That's why 4-1.
That would be I would be a lot better than I would. Am I disrespecting the Steelers too much?
I do think they're fraudulent, but they are 4-1, and I do believe they deserve to be in our top 10 power rankings. So,
Fair enough. I mean, beating the Browns isn't really much, but they beat the
no,
Browns.
4-1 is
give them that.
4-1. I mean,
Hey, you're not wrong. So they lost to the Seahawks, they beat the Jets, they beat the Patriots, they beat the Vikings, they beat the Browns, they got the Bengals this week. Then they've got a Packers, Colts, Chargers, 3 games. I
so
think
we'll
that'll
find
tell
out.
us.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, they beat the Patriots, who are good. They lost to the Seahawks, who I think are good. But
That was that was pretty much their furthest game though. The Seahawks did them pretty well, 31-17. All the other games have been close,
yeah,
minus this
um,
Browns.
but we'll see. Like I said, they always kind of start the season strong, but um, Raiders finally got another win, 20-10 over the Tennessee Titans. What a hideous game.
I
Um,
can't tell you a single thing about this game.
yeah, we're just gonna move on because that's snooze fest.
Yeah.
The Bucks beat up on the 49ers 30-19. This game was kind of close for a while, and then the Bucks pulled away. Like I
Bucks
said,
are so good.
yeah, the Bucks is crazy. They lost like all their they were down to like their, you know, they were getting receivers from like the McDonald's across the street. That's how injured their receiving core was. And then lost a couple linemen. They still found a way. Bad lost a running back. So
It's, Baker is my MVP. Although speaking of wide receivers, Tez Johnson scores a touchdown. I've never heard Tez Johnson's name. Did you know Tez Johnson is Bo Nick's stepbrother?
I did not know. Why would I know that?
Or stepbrother, adopted brother? How would you quiz that? His family adopted Tez Johnson.
S- Adopted brother.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was shocked. I heard that on the broadcast, looked into it, so wow, that seems like a miss. I feel like the
Huh.
NFL likes to all over those stories.
Hmm. I
Yeah,
did
it
not
was
know that. Interesting. Good for him.
pretty cool. Just casually, he scores his first touchdown. Everything like, yeah, and he's adopted brother, Bo Nix. What? Where was that?
Very random.
The amount of stories you get for randos on different teams, and they left that one out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll show respect to Baker's game. I think he's a super gritty player, and he's been playing really well. I'm not the biggest fan of him as a just in general. I'm not his biggest fan. Never liked him in college either. But he is, I would say, the MVP. Him and Daniel Jones are still the MVPs, which I wouldn't have predicted that just to start
Okay.
the season. Um, so yeah, and I would say they're the only team in my head right now that are the best team in the league right now. So
Moral of the story: don't call any quarterback a bust until they get out of their terrible situation.
yeah, especially if it's Cleveland. Um, and then the Packers beat the Bengals 27-18. I mean, I didn't really watch much of this, so I don't know how Joe
What's the
Flacco did,
Packers?
but
I still think they're overrated. They don't do it for me. I
they've
don't.
been weird. I mean, did Mike has been quiet ever since the first like two
Packers
games.
really don't have much of a pass rush. I mean, granted, I mean they won comfortably, but I don't know. The games I have seen from them, they're not like the world beater I think everyone expected them to be.
Man, Joe Flacco
Um,
threw 42 times, 45 times. He's
I
gonna
mean,
throw
yeah,
his arm out.
the Packers had one sack. I did see that one. One sack on Joe Flacco with the worst offensive line football when the guy was slinging it 42 times.
Mark
They did have
Chase,
quite a lot
10
of
catches.
tackles blocked, but no, I'm not. I don't know. Just
Hmm.
not sold. They need to do a little bit more for me.
Yeah, they're weird. Chiefs beat the Lions on Sunday Night Football 30-17. I thought the Chiefs looked pretty good. There were some weird calls in this game. But I think ultimately the Chiefs definitely were the better
Yeah,
team.
Chiefs are
Um,
so bad. They look like the usual
they
Chiefs.
look they're getting well, they got a little bit healthier, so I think that helps.
They're ready. Everyone's like the AFC sucks, and the Chiefs are like, all right, we'll just take over.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring the conference back to respectability.
Yeah, we thought the Bills were the juggernaut, and they've lost two straight now as well. Um, to this one to the Falcons on Monday Night
Falcons played a
Football.
good game. Do you know
They
what's
actually
crazy?
played really well.
I feel like
Bijan was
they
crazy.
pushed the Bills around.
I
It's
don't
one
think it was a
thing.
10. It felt like a 30-point win,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, yeah. They had their way. Their line was bullying the Bills. They
Crazy.
had a pass rush. The Falcons not known for a trenches team, but their offensive line looked amazing,
They were getting after it.
and they got it up to Josh Allen.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
good for
he came out and was like, "Oh, I got to do better. Like, I let the team down." But I'm like, Falcons just played. They were just better. Like, Bijan looked really good. Drake London he was a toe
Allen had a
tap
good
away
game.
from a touchdown at halftime.
Oh, that was heartbreaking.
So yeah, I mean, the Falcons are still like the weirdest team. Like, they'll do this. They beat the Bills and then got shut out by the Panthers. So
Mm.
it's like, what do we do? Like, what's going on? But
They live and die by Penix, and I can't decide. I think
uh,
they just need to get change the game plan and just the way they bullied the Bills. They can just get your offensive line and just keep running it.
yeah, give it to Bijan. But and then the last Monday night game was Commanders and Bears, and the Bears got their Hail Mary revenge, 25-24 on a last second field goal to win the game.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a good game.
even
Does this tell you more
you were
about the Bears or the Commanders?
I think it tells me more about the Commanders. I
Yeah, I
think
agree.
they're not as good. And we were saying this too before the season that people were overhyping them that they're going to steal the division from the Eagles. They didn't look as good. Um, so once I mean, they were out. McLaurin was out. I think Debo was playing with an injury, but yeah,
It's still they
the defense
can't
isn't
run the
very
ball.
good though.
Defense is not good. They can't run the
No.
ball. I think was it McCruskey Merritt who had the fumble? That was pretty
And
rough.
then JD threw an interception like right at the goal line,
Also a
and
bad interception. Yeah, he doesn't look the same. I mean, granted, he did just come back from injury.
yeah, he gets a bit of a pass. But
I mean, the team clearly runs through him. They haven't improved. I said that all last year. They weren't good minus Daniels. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. But I mean, I as an Eagles fan who may not have a lot of confidence in the Eagles, definitely appreciate them losing that game.
Oh yeah, I was worried. I was like, we definitely need them to lose this game. But similar to what you were saying about the Falcons having a surprise pass rush, the Bears were having a surprise pass rush. They were really getting after Daniels, especially in the fourth quarter when they needed to stop. They were getting after it. So,
There
well,
was this week definitely had opportunities for some sneaky performers from teams that we definitely didn't think it going in.
yeah. I mean, I just looked. The standings are weird too. It's like very top heavy in every, especially the AFC. It's like Steelers are 4-1, and then the Bengals are 2-4 in second place. Uh, Colts and
Sure.
Jags are on top, but then Texans are 2-3. Chargers, Broncos. The AFC West is still probably the strongest. The Chiefs are in third place at 3-3.
Yeah,
What if I told
yeah,
you 6 weeks in that the Chiefs and Panthers would have the same record?
that's insane. But you know what? Again, this was a big Chiefs game. I would have been concerned had they lost, but they kind of had their way with the Lions, who are a good team.
NFC West, Niners, Seahawks, Rams, 4-2.
Crazy.
But we move on to the studs and duds. So in a abysmal week for us as Philly sports fans, what should we start with? Start with the duds
Uh,
to get away the nasty stench and then clean it up with studs.
yeah, let's end on a good note. I'm still mourning, but I've come to peace.
Hmm.
I'm not as bad as I
I
was.
think that we share the pain with all the teams, and maybe in a sense helped because they all sucked, and you're like, well, fuck it, they're all bad. It's not just one team you're
And
focused on. So
listen, if you're gonna crush me, you might as well just drop it all on me.
yeah, hit me with a
So,
wrecking ball. Why not?
oh yeah, just break my spirit. Go ahead. It's fine. All right, let's kick it off with the duds.
Well, I already know what one of them is.
So third dud. Um, this one was tough. He was actually a tight one for number two,
Mm.
because of what he did off the field.
Oh,
Got a lot of jumbles, but this team is really going nowhere. To be honest, they had some good performers. Like, A-Chain gave you 128 and two tutties
mm.
on six carries. And Waddle had nearly 100. They really were just held back by Tua's three interceptions. So clocking in
Yeah.
a third down is Tua with three interceptions. He got a one tutty, but it was a close game. Don't get me wrong. It was 27-29. They should have won this game.
Oh yeah.
But now, the Dolphins are 1-5.
Uh-huh.
I don't think this is going to go well for Mike McDaniel. Does Tua become the next high drafted quarterback that finds success somewhere else? Because I'm pretty confident if he left Miami and got out of the stench, because he's just between the blind Brian Flores just chopping the guy down, the Mike McDaniel shtick running its course. I don't know. Then he, of course, he says
I
field about how like the leaders need to step up, and I don't know if he was referring to himself or someone else, but team seems to be in shambles. And Tua is kind of at the forefront because he did not have a good game.
I'm not gonna lie, if I'm a Dolphins player and my supposed teammate friend to my quarterback, my supposed leader, is at the podium calling out players for being late, for there being no accountability, for there being no lacks of leadership, poor performances, like I'd probably feel some type of way, just to be honest. Like I'd be like, you're calling out people, you're giving the media, information that should probably stay within the clubhouse,
Hmm.
and now you're making us all look bad. And in what world is that going to make the locker room better? That you're saying players are late or skipping meetings.
Yeah.
It's a really bad look. I don't think Tua's. I don't think he will go to another team and have success. I kind of think we already have seen the best of what he can do. Unfortunately, I think it's just a matter like all of his injuries and
Yeah.
stuff and
He's in a
concussions.
tough spot. But like
I mean, he
Tua
was
strikes,
told to retire, so
yeah, Tua strikes me as the guy at this point. He's like he'll post something, real cryptic, like clearly at someone, and then that person comes up and be like, "Yo, was that about me?" Nah, bro, we're good. It was
it's
just so and so.
he's going to be the next Russell Wilson, the guy who thinks he still
Yeah,
got it and he's going to hop around teams.
that is kind of the vibe you get from the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like he completely fell on his face and then tried to head up the podium. And I don't know what you were trying to do there, but it did not look good.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I've seen him at the podium, he's just calling out his teams on it. Like he's not specifically doing it, but he's like saying things that are not a good look. So it's like,
Yeah, gives you the vibe he's just silent in the locker room, but we'll air it out.
yeah, it's a shame. I really liked him in college too. I thought he was going to come out and be a great quarterback, but
Team's a mess. The Mike McDaniel shtick is now coming to an end.
yeah, it sucks for Dolphins fans because you were kind of thinking that this was going to be a phenomenal team on offense at least, and
It could have been if Tua's mind
coulda,
didn't
shoulda,
turn.
woulda.
All right, moving on. So yeah, Tua was their third dud this week.
Hmm.
This one we're gonna go to. I've I'd argue the tied with the Dolphins, depending on how you want to look at it. Most disappointing team this year. Might be a runaway for this team. So this was tough because the game was kind of close, and then you had two massive mistakes. One brutal fumble that led to a touchdown, and then another one right at the end of the third quarter that kind of just closed the door on the game. Zay Flowers, your big playmaker, especially like you had a guy like Derrick Henry step up. Zay Flowers is supposed to be that guy that steps up, and he did not.
No.
He had 46 receiving yards, but this comes down to the two brutal fumbles. That was everything for Baltimore. That sums up their season in general. The defense finally showed up, only held the Rams 17, and then you have just two brutal fumbles to what is supposed to be one of your best players that just cost them the game.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
glad I benched him in fantasy this week.
yeah, it was a tough look. The second, I mean, that was like a jet sweep that maybe was a little mishandle on both ends, but that crushed them. That was it. That was the game.
Yeah, it
So
was
yeah,
bad.
Zay Flowers came in at the second dud. First dud, we all know you are a glutton for pain and you enjoy pain and watching misery from others. Some
Hmm.
some have said say this. I didn't say it, but you do have a fetish for watching pain from others. So while it is a shame to see me have to kick someone while they're down, you know you love it.
Hmm.
So your favorite time of the year, we got the first head coach firing,
Hmm.
and you know, what do you think? Would you hate because they do it both to others? If you were getting fired, would you rather them do it like as soon as you get off the plane or before you get on the plane, like they say, or would you give them one day to stew, maybe think you're confident you have the job, and then fire the guy on his day off?
No, fire me on my day off. Like I don't want to either get on the plane and told I'm fired or get off the plane and told I'm fired. Like let it marinate a little bit.
Yeah, you let them go into the week thinking, yeah, all right, we're going to give it another one. I'm moving on from this. No, all right, fair enough.
Right after a
Well,
loss, like I don't know. I would like could you
so,
imagine getting fired like at as soon as the game ends, like all the players in the locker room, the owner's like, come here for a second. Yeah, you're
yeah, that
fired.
that would be good.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine how awkward that plane ride is?
Yeah, you know what? Go out with a bang. But to fulfill your sadist needs, I do have Brian Callahan at number one.
Mm.
Lose your job, find your spot on the dud list. It's a shame because I feel like this guy was set up for failure, and I don't know. I feel like they brought in a quarterback whisperer. Where did he come from? Titans, I think. It was an odd hire.
No,
Or no, where was
definitely not
he?
from the Titans. I forget
He was an odd hire.
Callahan.
They made it, but he was an offensive guy. Whatever quarterback he was, I think he had a little quarterback whisperer vibe to him. And I don't know, like Cam Ward's not look great, but it seemed odd you would give up on him so soon. After the first season, usually give him the next season to do something. The roster stinks, but yeah, that was a tough one. Um, Part of me thinks, you know what, maybe they did this preemptively because Vrabel's probably going to come in and just destroy them, get all that anger out. Gave me vibes of when AJ Brown went and torched the Titans and they fired the GM like the week of. And so maybe, you figured they let Callahan hang on until Vrabel crushes them and immediately gets him fired.
He was excuse me, he was the Bengals offensive coordinator.
Hmm. Yeah, Joe Burrow. There's a thing. Yeah.
Quarterback guru. I mean, he coached for the Lions as a quarterback coach and the Raiders as a quarterback coach.
Hmm.
I don't know
Yeah,
much guru
yeah, that's
going on there.
who's the guy
But
that hired him? Maybe we want to check in with them.
yeah. I don't
So
well,
yeah,
yeah, I forget. Titan
you know
ownership.
how it goes. So Brian Callahan, first coach out, number one dud. Sad day for him. This is
Are you
probably the worst.
surprised it was him first?
Yeah, I was.
Hmm.
I They put out the statement like, we didn't like where the team was going and the progress that was being made. I don't know what you expect. They got a win two
Rookie
weeks ago.
quarterback.
I mean, they also got a win 2 weeks ago. That was like the second of their last 2 years. Like that was a big moment. So,
Yeah.
but what are you going to do? They run eager. They want to change things around. I don't know who took over, but hopefully they can bring Cam Ward to life. All right, let's get to the good stuff because I don't think I felt joy in weeks.
No.
When it comes to sports, at least. So, yeah, this is needed. All right, let's kick it off with the passing game because again, haven't seen any of that functioning in a while. I mean, a guy who's sneakily just starting to get credit now, but is making his case for top five receiver in the league. I think he's nearly at top three in pretty much all the stats, but he's becoming Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson from last year,
Quite
really
literally.
breaking out this year. 8 for 162 and a tutty. Like him and Sam Darnold have something going on. So we got JSN. Um, he's been awesome. He's kind of gives me that Amon St. Brown kind of vibe because they move him all around. It's nice to have a creative offensive coordinator. I don't know who theirs is, but guy clearly knows how to do something other than halfback draw and just go plays like ours. But yeah, definitely a breakout year for him. Him and Darnold got a good connection and making his top five argument. So we got him as the third stud.
Yeah, I think he's been phenomenal. I'm shocked because Sam Darnold going there, I didn't think he would get better. And then B, losing DK, we would have thought he might have been doubled more. He would have lost production, but he's actually benefited from increased
Oh yeah.
targets. So
I think DK was in his way, not helping him.
honestly, I mean DK is doing all right in Pittsburgh, but I think JSN is having a great season.
Does kind of make you think maybe Gino was pretty bad with the Seahawks and we just didn't notice it because he looks awful with the
He
Raiders.
looks so bad with the Raiders. I don't, and I put him in my top 10 this year out of respect. I'm pretty
That
sure
was a terrible
it was
decision.
either 10 or it was honorable mention. I can't remember, but
Either were terrible decisions.
yeah, I look bad now. But he,
That's all right. Moving on. I think, a guy that's I wouldn't say breakout year, but I think there's an honestly realistic chance that he makes a strong argument for the best running back in the league. Where Saquon is, and who knows what's going to happen with the Ravens. Jonathan Taylor and Bijan Robinson, those are my
mm,
top two guys. And Bijan Robinson went and handed the Buffalo Bills.
oh yeah,
Getting 170 on the ground, 8.9 clip. The guy is explosive.
that run
He
on the
also
sideline was crazy.
68 yards in the passing game too. Him and screen pass were dirty. The offensive line was plowing holes open for him,
Yep.
and he was just punishing dudes down the field. Like he was just taking ankles and taking souls. Bijan Robinson is a dude, and he looks even better than he was last year when he had his breakout season.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make a strong, very strong argument for best running back in the league if he keeps this up.
Yeah, him and
Which
JT definitely are in the running right now.
JT and Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry and Saquon were kind of the running back revolution last year.
Yeah.
Bijan and JT are taking that with them because I think they're the biggest parts of their team success right now.
Rico Dowell, he's in there too.
Good. So let's get into our number one stud. This is I can't think of another moment when this happened, but we have back-to-back number one studs, first time ever.
Mm.
And I can't believe of all the players, it's Rico Dowdle. But I mean, you want to get on the stud list. He went for over 200 yards rushing last week. Then he
Yep.
gives you 183 on the yards, plus he gives you 56 yards through the air with a tutty.
Uh-huh.
He led his passing yards. He gave the Cowboys all the locker room material they need, and still went and just strapped up and put them through the ringer. 30-27, massive
Oof.
win for Carolina. Rico Dowdle is that guy. He's keeping them moving. He is their offense. Talk about running backs winning games. I think it's just, you nearly went back to back on 200-yard games. You
It's
gave it to
crazy.
your team. You gave the Panthers one of the biggest wins they've had in 3 years. Well done. So, all those numbers are great, but he is two-time back-to-back number one stud champion. And let's be honest, that's what matters.
And he beat his former team from last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Called him out. Yeah,
What did he tell them? They told them to buckle up.
Tell him, yeah, I think it was the car crash game, something like that. Put
I
your
don't know.
seatbelt up,
Or,
something.
yeah, so I thought you said buckle up or something like that, but they weren't
Seatbelting.
I think that's what somebody asked him is like,
Yeah,
what's your
they weren't
statement?
buckled
He's
up.
like, they weren't buckled up.
I love,
Love
I
that.
love that was just the blatant cockiness, and he backed it up so
Oh
much.
yeah. Oh yeah, you got to. So,
Yeah.
all
Credit
right.
to Rico Dowdle, number one stud.
Love an ex seeing an ex cowboy on the stud list. All righty. Moving on. The too much whiz for you. Be nice and easy here. Starting off, too much whiz. It is time to end the Justin Fields experiment in New York.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what has he done to prove you shouldn't? They're 0-5.
Yeah, it's
Negative
bad.
two passing yards, and you're 0-5. I don't know who's next. It's not going to be a good choice, but I mean, try something.
It's rough. Um, Next one, too much whiz. We talked about Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones being MVP candidates, but Sam Darnold is also in that conversation.
Uh, Realistically, no.
Hmm?
The good vibes, I want to say yes, because you got to pencil in Pat Mahomes. It's given. Josh Allen's going to get his name thrown in there again, given. Baker Mayfield, I think, runs away with the field. And then the Daniel Jones story is more exciting than the Sam Darnold story. You know, you're going to have two of the juggernauts, the best player currently, and then one feel good story. There's not enough room for two feel good stories.
Hmm. And then my final one, which you actually did touch on a little bit, too much whiz. It is time for the Saints to be sellers, and Chris Olave will be traded by the trade deadline.
The Saints are 2 years late on the sellers market. I'm they got to do it. I mean, they traded Lattimore last year.
Hmm.
But I mean, this is a team that stinks. They've stunk for a while and they can't rebuild because they have no money.
Yeah.
Well, like the Patriots were the team last year where they had a ton of money because they stink. And I forget who it was the year before, but every year there's a team that sucks and they have a ton of money because they got a quarterback and rookie deal. The Saints have never felt that. I think you move on for everything. You said Camaro's off the table. I move Camaro. I
Mm.
move. I don't know who else they have to move, but I'd move them all. Get some salary cap space. You're clearly rebuilding.
Yeah, they're in shambles for sure. But all right, those are our three kind of overreaction, underreactions, whatever you want to call them. But moving on to game picks. So we had a pretty good week, all three of us. We had Billy doing guest picks. He finished one, two, three,
I
four.
mean, you and Billy had the same exact picks, pretty much.
No, but the ones we were different on, I actually was correct. So
There you go.
um, he went 10-5. You went 10-5, and I went 12-3.
Ooh.
So,
All
but
right.
our overall records are all very good. I'm 16-33 through 6 weeks. You're 54-39.
Mm,
You're in third place now, or you were last week too.
too
It,
bold.
the guest picks are 57-36, so it's tight. It's a tight window, but
I need a big week here.
yeah, could use it. No guest picks yet, so we're just going to have to see who gets on the board and what their picks are here. But starting off with week 7 already, crikey. Steelers at the Bengals, Thursday night football.
Mm. Uh, the Steelers are going to keep rolling, until they play a team that's any good. Again, this is going to overflate them, and they're eventually going to run in that tough spell and prove they're not that team, but they'll win this one. So I'm thinking Steelers.
Yeah, I just think the Bengals are just not. Again, it's another season where injuries were just bad enough for them that they're ass. So take the Steelers. My God, we have another London game.
Yeah.
My goodness, Rams at the Jaguars. Hmm.
Jaguars are basically a home team in
I was gonna
London.
say this is
Tough
like
loss. They The Rams, I'm sneakily the Rams have become the most confusing team there is.
They are kind of weird.
I can't get a feel for that. Puka got hurt, but I think he did come back, but who knows? They're like the only team the Ravens played that couldn't score against their defense. Very odd.
Yeah.
I'll take the Jags in basically a home game.
I agree with you. I'm also going to take the Jags here. Eagles at the Vikings, 1 o'clock. They better get it done.
For my health and well-being, they need to win. Go Birds.
Until I'm convinced that they're a bad team, which probably will never happen this season.
Getting
I, I
smacked by the
gotta
Giants
I gotta
is pretty
always
close.
I gotta always pick the Eagles.
Bring me off the grid.
Patriots Patriots at the Titans. I think this. I mean,
I thought I thought this was the game that Brian Callahan gets fired in, but it seems like Mike Vrabel is just going to dance on his grave instead of putting it in his grave, and he is going to crush them. Revenge game.
I was gonna say
Go.
it is the his first time playing them since he got fired. So yeah, I'll take the Pats here. You never know though. Sometimes when those interim coaches come in, they light a fire and
I mean, you're not wrong, but when they're going against their former coach who got, they did dirty,
disrespected.
that's not the
Yeah,
game.
yeah, not a good formula. Ooh, could this be the Jets' first win? Panthers at the Jets.
Dude, what the Panthers are rolling.
I was
Rico Dowdle going for another buck 80.
Could you
I'm not
imagine?
picking bets against the Panthers.
I listen, like you said, I was a year or two early on the Panthers, but I'm back on the train now. I'm going Carolina. Um, Dolphins at the Browns. You
Oh,
just talked about you thought the Titans game was going to be the firing game. Well, here comes the firing game for McDaniels. I'm taking Cleveland.
can't do it. The Dolphins have to win one. They have to win. They only have one win. They have to win a game.
So do the Browns.
Yeah, but the Browns are going nowhere. They knew they stunk. The Dolphins were very confident that they were good. I'm taking the Dolphins.
Saints at the Bears.
Saints have been fun.
I'm kind of tempted to take the Saints.
I think it's tough. The Bears could be overjoyed, but the Saints are going to fight them. They're not going to win. I'll take the Bears.
You know what? This will be my so far upset of the week. I'll take the Saints. Um, Raiders at the Chiefs. Chiefs are rolling.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't the game.
I know I like to usually pick the Raiders at least once to beat the Chiefs, but it's not going to happen right now.
Worry about it on the next one. This
Yeah.
is not the game.
Colts at the Chargers.
Ooh, tough one here.
This is a pretty big statement game for both teams.
Chargers need this one. I think the Colts they haven't really faced adversity, if I remember. They've pretty much cruised in all their games. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident. I don't remember them really struggling. The Chargers have been in close games. They've had to find a way to win, or they've lost tight ones. I'm gonna ride with the Chargers. I think this win. Uh, this is the one they win.
Could see, I could see it, but I think I'm going to stick with the hot hand. I'll go with the Colts.
To be fair, yeah, the takeaway the Broncos game was close, but otherwise 33-8, 41-20,
Mm.
40-6, 31-27. You the Colts have only played bad teams, to be fair. And looking at this, they lost to the Rams. The only team they beat was the Broncos in week 2. So
Yeah.
maybe we're a little too early. So give me the
Huh.
Chargers.
We'll see. Um, this is kind of interesting. Giants at the Broncos. I think the Broncos have a great defense, but their offense is not very
Yeah,
inspiring.
man, that offense was really. I mean, do we blame it on London? Because we can't blame it on the Jets defense because they stink.
I don't think Bo Nix has been that great this year, to be honest.
No, the defense has just been so good.
Yeah. But I can't
I'm gonna
imagine the Giants.
I'm gonna take the good vibes. They got 10 days. The Broncos are coming back from London. The Giants had 10 days and good vibes. I think Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo steal one.
That's the last thing
And
we want.
I know again, my soul is hanging by threads. So I'll take the Giants though. I think they got a good thing going. Their D line is finally starting to cook. They're making impacts.
I'm gonna go with Denver. They're the better team. They should win. Packers at the Cardinals. Ugh. I think
I don't think
Kyler
Kyler
is.
Murray's.
Yeah, not that they would have won with him. I'm gonna take the Packers.
Yeah, the Packers need this one.
Commanders at the Cowboys. Hmm. I might take
This
Dallas here. I
really,
think I
they
pick
just can't
Dallas every
stop.
week.
Washington is going to have a bounce back. Dallas can't
Uh,
stop them. Their defense is so bad.
and I don't. I
Game
mean,
where Daniels balls out.
I'll. I'm gonna say that they'll win later in the year, so I'll take Dallas for now. You're gonna go Washington. Um, Falcons at the 49ers. Why are they on primetime again?
Yeah, the 49ers pride is at a weakness. I don't know who their training team is, but they
Fire
got,
them.
you ever watch The Simpsons?
Yeah,
Do you know
occasionally.
Dr. Nick? Like that's who I assume the 49ers training team is because they are like falling apart. Like they're like going out of their way to hurt, like constantly be hurt. I think the Mac Jones fund's probably coming to an end. Did all right for what it
He
was,
was,
but
yeah, but
I'll take the Falcons.
yeah, I'm gonna also take the Falcons. Maybe they figured out their team. Who knows?
I'm off.
Uh, these damn sons of a bitches. We have a double Monday night game again.
Why?
Um,
It's
this one's even worse. 7 o'clock Eastern time. Buccaneers at the Lions. That's a good game.
a great game. This
Lions got to bounce
Buccaneers are
back
still
in
banged up.
Detroit.
They
Yeah,
have to win that game.
this is a must win for Detroit. Is that you going with Lions?
Yeah, I think the Buccaneers, because I'm guessing Ibuka was a hamstring. I think the Buccaneers show a little dent in the armor because with them missing so many wide receivers.
Yeah, I know. I haven't looked into the Eagles injury report. Quinion left with a hamstring. I think that also fucked us up in the Giants game, but because that was what, first quarter, right? Like really early.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
I don't. Hamstring can be a bad injury because it can linger. So hopefully he's fine. I haven't heard anything, but and then the last game is at 10 o'clock Eastern time because it's the West Coast. Texans at the Seahawks. I believe the Texans just came off a bye. Um, but in Seattle, I've been so high on the Seahawks. I think I got to stay with them. So
Seattle surprisingly stinks at home. I don't know where the 12th man is gone, but it's been completely irrelevant. I'm going to say the Texans come back from their bye, fired up. The Seahawks, I think, maybe get caught too excited after a big win against the Jags.
hmm,
I think the Texans pull this off.
don't hate it. I could see it. All right. That'll do it for game picks. Then we're going to end, of course, doing some power rankings. So this is probably the biggest changes we'll have all year, I feel like. Um, I feel like Bucks number one.
Yeah,
Um, dare I say the Colts at two?
I
I mean,
guess. I, yeah. I sneaky kind of think the Chiefs are top five at least. Two is probably too high, but they're cooking.
yeah, I think they're still 3-3. Like, so we gotta. I'll put the
All right,
Chiefs. Let's put the Chiefs at five, but then we need to fill 3 and 4.
give me the Colts.
Lions.
Lions have shown rust in their armor. Packers surprisingly are 3-1, but no, we're not picking them. I mean, I don't want to do it, but where do you put the Steelers? How far do you bump down Buffalo? Where's New York? Where's the Patriots?
Let's put. I'm trying to think of but because
I
it's
think
hard
Bills are
without
number three.
drop the Bills only to three.
Yeah,
I would say
I,
Bills at three. Um, Rams at four.
no, you're way too high on the Rams. I would say Seahawks over Rams. They've been cooking.
Seahawks at four
Give me the Rams. Give me the Bills. Give me the Lions at four.
over the
They
Chiefs.
lost to the Chiefs. The Chiefs was their latest loss. You can't really give them that. Although they're actually looking at this, they've kind of only beat bad teams. Bears, Ravens, Browns, Bengals. Tough
Hmm,
to really sell me on.
yeah.
They did score an insane amount of points in all those games, but Yeah, it's tough right now. It's starting to thin out. All right, so we got
How,
Bucks, Colts,
how about
Bills. I think Chiefs. They're starting to get better.
so I got so far Buccaneers at 1, Colts at 2, Bills at 3, Lions at 4, Chiefs at 5. I say well, I guess we did beat them. Maybe Eagles at 6, Rams at 7.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um, and then Green Bay at 8.
Yeah,
And
Steelers
then
at 9.
Steelers at 9. Who's at 10? Chargers still, or who am I
New
missing?
England.
Honestly, I like the Pats. Yeah.
I'd hop on board.
Pats or Seattle, I would say. What do you think? I'll let you, you can have the pick.
No, give me New England. They had
All
that
right.
big win against Buffalo. I think they're getting hot at the right time. Well, not the right time, but they're starting to hit a groove.
All righty. So we got Patriots at 10, Steelers at 9, Packers at 8, Rams at 7, Eagles at 6, Chiefs at 5, Lions at 4, Bills at 3, Colts at 2, and the Buccaneers at number 1 for week 7 of the NFL season. So hopefully we get a bounce back from the Birds and the offense comes up alive and the defense is the defense that we know and love from last year. But until then, fly Eagles fly.
Go Birds.
Peace.